Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you would be safe and sound inside your homes. Dear students, schools are reopening shortly from 1st of March 2021, and I feel very much jubilant that there would be live action once again because the physical mode is the actual mode of teaching. A teacher with marker in his hands and whiteboard there makes a huge difference. This digital platform can't be the substitute for the actual classroom teaching, but to some extent, it is helping you because something is better than nothing. Their students last academic year turned the victim of COVID-19 pandemic and you were badly hit academically. Better is to concentrate hard, do hard work, put extra effort so that you can compensate the loss. Because self-study and hard work is only the mantra by which one can take his or her seeking board to the bank. Dear students of class 12th, new 12th, yesterday a student called me to make me learn why UNO was formed. Dear students, it is so simple as it might be in your minds that World War first started in 1914 and it ended in 1918. It brought destruction to the world. Property worth billions and in billions lives of the people were lost. Finally, in 1920, a League of Nations got formed. The main purpose of League of Nations was to restrict the further wars, check the further wars, and to bring peace and prosperity in the world. Because war is never solution to any conflict or problem. Ultimately, this League of Nations failed when Second World War broke out in 1939. We can say it was the failure of League of Nations that finally gave birth to the Second World War in 1939. And this war also lasted for 6 years and it ended in 1949. Once again, it brought destruction to the world in terms of lives and human properties. So it was felt that there should be a solid organization that would bring everlasting peace in the world and will check the further wars in the world. Finally, the American President Roosevelt and other nations, including India, Britain, felt that there should be an organization so that the everlasting peace would be here in the world and the further wars can be checked. So on 24th of October 1945, finally the United Nations organization was formed. Simply you have to keep in the mind that this organization came into being so that to bring the everlasting peace in the world and the destruction and damages to the human lives during the First and Second World War was very much huge, and it was the need of our to have such a big organization to check the wars in the world. So, in 1945, when war came to an end, this same organization was formed. Its main purpose was to bring peace and prosperity in the world and to check further wars in the world. It has six principal organs which we will discuss in the next classes. What are the principal organs of United Nations and what are their functions separately? So dear students, once again I am repeating the things for your better information. In 1914, First World War broke out and it ended in 1918, but it brought a very huge destruction. Human loss was there in billions. Property was damaged in worth billion crores. So it was felt during the First World War that there should be a league or an organization that would bring prosperity and peace in the world and will maintain peace and prosperity in the world. And finally, League of Nations got formed in 1920. We can say the result of uh, First World War was League of Nations. One of the consequences of this First World War was that League of Nations got formed in 1920, and its main purpose was only to bring the peace and prosperity in the world. But ultimately, this League of Nations failed. In 1939, one more war, destructive war, World War II, broke out, and it lasted for 6 years, from 1939 to 1945. It also brought destruction to the world. Human lives were lost in billions, property was damaged in billion crores. It was felt by almost 50 nations because first it was signed by 51 nations. The charter was signed by 51 nations. American President Roosevelt took an initiative to have such an organization in the world which will bring everlasting peace in the world. So on 24th of October 1945, finally the United Nations organization got formed. So it was formed to bring peace and prosperity in the world. And so far, this organization, the United Nations organization, is functioning smoothly because there is no third world war yet. So this organization, we can say the United Nations organization, is playing its role. It's bringing peace and prosperity in the world. It has some principal organs, major organs that are working so smoothly and bringing peace and prosperity in the world and other developments in the world by which the war gets finally avoided. So, dear students, on 24th of October 1945, the biggest organization in the world, that is United Nations organization, got formed. Its main purpose only to bring in peace and prosperity in the world and check further wars in the world. And so far, this organization is working smoothly, or we can say efficiently, because we have never seen so far the Third World War. Dear students, this organization has principal organelles, it has the uh, other bodies that are working so smoothly, so efficiently, and we will discuss these principal organs of the United Nations organization, how they work, and what is the manpower there. We will discuss in the next class. But this is just the introduction of United Nations, why it was formed, why was need there to form another solid organization that will bring peace and prosperity in the world. It is because of the failure of League of Nations which got formed in 1920 after the culmination of First World War. Dear students, hope you might have grasped the concept. In case of any query or confusion that may strike your mind after watching this video, you can call me on 7006671106 or WhatsApp me on the same number. And when you forward your query by any means, by WhatsApping or by calling, within short duration of time, your query or confusion shall be cleared. But important thing is that you have to see these things on available political science reference books so that you can grasp the concept well. Dear students, one more important thing I will mention here, that self-study and the hard work is only the mantra in the hands of students by which they can take their and or you can take their boats to the bank, because during last academic year you were hit badly academically. There was academic loss, but as at the peak, better is to concentrate hard to compensate the loss. My prayers are with you. Thanks. Be balanced.